Welcome back. We are talking about types of sampling and types of data. Now, we have two different types of data that we can collect from individuals. We have categorical data and we have numerical data. Categorical is also called qualitative because it refers to qualities of an individual. Numerical is also called quantitative because it refers to quantities. And when you're talking about quantitative data, you have discrete quantitative data and continuous quantitative data. Discrete is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the type of data that is intervals of counting. Continuous is something that does not break up like counting. For instance, your body temperature. Your temperature goes from 98 to 99, doesn't skip. You have to reach the temperature in between, so it is a continuous temperature. So let's look at this example and identify the types of sampling that occurred and the type of variables and data that we have, as well as the population. A study was done to determine the age, number of times per week, and the duration, amount of times of residents using a local park in San Antonio, Texas. The first house in the neighborhood around the park was selected randomly, and then the resident of every 8th house in the neighborhood around the park was interviewed. What type of sampling method is this? Do you think that it's simple random, systematic, stratified, or cluster? Let's imagine that this is our park, and each of the X marks is a house. So what's happening is you're starting out at a house, and then you're going to every 8th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say 7, 8. Something like that. When I do it in a way of every case, that is a systematic sample. A simple random sample is where, let's say, you put every single person's address in a hat and you randomly choose out your sample size. In a simple random sample, every sample of a certain size has an equally likely chance of being selected. Size 2, size 10, whatever. There's no way that you're splitting things up. In a stratified sample, you are breaking the group into strata by similarity. So strata is like, let's say, on the north block versus the south block versus the east block, or some sort of characteristic that you think is common. And then cluster is where you break up into little mini, MINI populations, and you sample everything in the cluster. So this was systematic. Duration, or the amount of time, is a type of data. So the amount of time that they're using the park. How long did you spend in the park? Do you think that this is qualitative? Do you think it is quantitative discrete or quantitative continuous? Okay. I'm in the park for how long? How much time did you spend in the park? I spent an hour. I spent 2 hours. So this is not categorical. This is an amount of time that you're measuring. This is quantitative. Now, what type of quantitative data is this? Is it discrete or is it continuous? I think you could argue for both. If you're talking about in minutes, then that would be discrete. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. If you are talking about down to the second and you have a stopwatch, you could say that that's continuous, but I would argue that this is going to be quantitative discrete. Now, the colors of the houses around the park are what kind of data? So I look at this house, it's pink. That house is blue. This house is orange. This house is yellow. Are those categories or are those numbers? Those are categories. So this is categorical. Now, what is the population? Who are we talking about? Where did we get all of these variables from? We got it from the people at the park. So let's go back and be specific about our population. All right, a study was done to determine the age, number of times per week, and the duration of residents using a local park in San Antonio, Texas. All right, so the population is all residents who use the local park in San Antonio, Texas. Hope this was helpful.